So I was having an argument with a friend the other day about what to call a medieval soldier. And we were arguing for ages and it got late. So we just called it a night. Hi, welcome back to Virtually Real. This is Corey.
Hey,
and he came over to swing his sword and his axe and his bow and his dagger.
Oh, here we go. He's coming at me. Start a fire if I need to.
Save us all.
Oh, what? I don't know if I'm going to be able to do much about that guy. Not with these little things. Oh, that music is spooky. It's got me on edge. Come on, big dog. Oh! Okay.
Stand before our righteous sister.
Hey, Corey.
Hey, kids, how are you?
Welcome back to Virtually Real.
Thank you very much.
The festive season is upon us.
That's right. We should be wearing Christmas hats right now, Santa hats.
We really should be. You came over today to play Skydance's Behemoth. What were your first impressions?
So I love these games. Like, I love the immersive games. I love the adventure games. This is another one to add to the quiver of games I've done with you previously. And so far, so good. I mean, it was quite spectacular in the landscape and things like that. And it was quite interactive and you could do quite a few things. And so, yeah, it was quite immersive, which I love. So, yeah, first impressions, good game. Like, kind of 50-50 on the battle. That's probably largely because I didn't quite get a chance to really get used to the controls and stuff as much. But yeah, generally good. Oh yeah. Oh, look at that. I can punch, I'm assuming. All right, can I put these things somewhere? All right. That's cool. All right.
Eyes up.
Oh, all right. Oh, I can just do that. Ooh, I got a little bit of wooziness getting close to that edge. Might have to. Haha! That was much easier than I thought it was going to be.
I played this game for 20 minutes and I kind of hated it.
Yeah.
And I think the reason I hated it was it was announced a couple of years ago, so it's been a big time in the making. And their previous two games were the Saints and Sinner zombie games on the PSVR2 and PSVR1 for one of them. But really, really good games. So it was like, and I think that expectation was there.
Yeah.
And then when I started to play it, I found the combat system strange. It just wasn't clicking with me.
Yeah.
And then I watched a YouTube video from this guy. It's like, oh no, this is how you parry into it. And after watching that 2-3 minute video, I got back in there and it's like, it changed the game for me. And I kind of like started to fall in love with it.
Yeah. What's going on, Cranky?
Oh, fresh meat.
Let's go, big dog. Not fresh meat for you. Oh, that's an even bigger one. All right, so that's gone. There we go. We've got a key.
Name's Wren.
Call me Trapper. That fool wanted to call me dinner. Glad you made him die hungry.
You're a much bigger dude than I am. I
They
feel.
had the curse.
Yeah, okay, so you can just, like, when they get in close, you can just bang them. All right, let's go. I mean, I did find the AI was a little bit kind of robotic. It wasn't as good as some of the other ones we've played, like the AI, the people you're fighting and stuff like that. But you get that. It's probably hard to
Yeah, they kind of move in a bit of a strange robotic way. Don't they? And
it's like I thought there was. I mean, I guess some of them are zombies, right? I think that's because my skin was changing and stuff.
Yeah,
so I think they are supposed to be zombies. So maybe that's why they're kind of a little bit more robotic. But I think that was probably something that pulled me out of it a little bit more, was just the fact that it just had like a little bit of an old school style computer game AI movement and stuff. But other than that, it was really good. Oh, grumble. Do like the landscape. It's very cool. The music, I'm tense. I'm excited. I want to like get into some action. Let's go.
Shred your flesh.
Oh. There we go. That's what I'm here for. He's got a bow and arrow. Yes, thank you. You, big dog. That was easier than I expected. All right, I can put that back there. I don't know if he's on my team or if he's supposed to be the enemy. Oh, that's very cool. They've thought like the interactivity of it is quite cool. It's not just like a menu popping up. They've thought about it.
Okay, let's talk about the story. You play Wren.
Yep.
You're in the Forsaken Lands.
Yep.
There's a curse upon you, and you are off to fight some behemoths to cure yourself and your village. How did the story grab you? Was it engaging?
It was engaging. I don't feel like there was a lot of time where you just kind of, and maybe again, just because I only played for, how long did I play for?
About an hour and 20 minutes.
About an hour and 20 minutes. So I feel like I only just kind of scratched the surface of this game. But there were long periods where you were just kind of walking through and there wasn't much happening. Someone would pop up and you'd fight them and you'd move on. And it was kind of, I was mainly doing the tutorial stuff. So I think the story was only really just kind of starting to pick up a little bit of pace when we kind of finished.
Look what was in the rubble. Catch.
I'll be right there.
Ah, there we go.
I knew you were a clever one.
That's very cool.
Thank you for this.
Alec.
Okay, so. And then this one. Ah, that's very cool. Ugh. Almost killed everyone. Occupational health and safety right there. Oh, that's my jam right there.
In the distance.
Yep. It's clearly not as effective, but a lot of fun.
It is very much, you kind of get to a section, there's some enemies to fight, and then you move on to the next section. I've fought the first big boss, and it was a fun fight. It was a fun fight, and the size was impressive of the actual creature and stuff like that. So it was fun to fight. And yeah, I'm kind of into it now. The problem is I love the weapons.
Yeah.
And normally I'm one of those people that get annoyed if a weapon breaks. Do you know, if a weapon takes damage, I kind of really get annoyed with those games. But in this game, I kind of wish the weapons did take damage because there's so many of them that it forces you to actually try different configurations.
Yeah, yeah.
And where you stop just a bit beyond that, you get your first weapon. And then after you fought the first behemoth, you get a second weapon. So you get an OP bow and an OP sword.
Okay.
And the problem is with those weapons is once you've got them, you don't really want to use any of the other ones. And I believe there's an axe later on that you get that kind of does the same thing. So And that's great, but I think it would be nice if you'd lost them at some points where you kind of just had to scavenge and use weapons. But I'm kind of nitpicking. I enjoyed the game. When I'm in there, I enjoyed
it. And I mean, I was excited, like when the big Behemoth thing did start to kind of show up in the background. I never actually got to interact with it, but it kind of did show up and do some stuff here and there. And I was kind of, it added that little bit of excitement. I was like, oh, what's going to happen here? So I think that kind of the way they were hinting at this giant, it was massive. I don't know what it's like once you actually get to it, but at this stage it was massive. And yeah, it was kind of adding a little bit of intrigue, I guess. I'm just like, I'm a skinny little dude and I'm so weighed down with weapons now. I don't know if this would be the most efficient. No wonder I'm getting tired. That's actually very cool. There we go. It's a little bit of problem solving in this too. I like it. Oh, hello. They don't light up. Well, this is creepy. Oh, what is this?
Away from me, demon!
I am no demon. Those mighty demons.
This is a two-hander.
I'm going mad.
You will keep your mind.
That was intense. That's fun. I got magic powers.
So let's talk graphics, sound design. How do you feel? It was running at 90 native, so basically none of that rear projection stuff that you kind of get with some of the better games that look okay.
Well, I mean, the landscape itself was relatively like it was a desolate, snow-filled mountain range. So there's only so much you can do with that as a set designer or whatever you want to call them. But it was nice. It was nice. It was tense. It kind of drew you in. I guess it made you feel tense, and you're always kind of a little bit on edge, and that paired pretty well with the music. Like I think it created a bit of a universe. And you felt like, I guess you felt like you were supposed to feel in a potentially zombie-filled medieval fight with a massive beast roaming around the world. Oh. Ah, yeah. Oh, no. All right, screw it. I'm going down. I want that in my bag. You do. You just swing down, and I get my good sword back too. Oh, you're in trouble now, big dog.
A wretched villain worships the behemoth.
Now, there was a part where you kind of got stuck in a dungeon where you had to cut a box down and you were looking around for what you had to do, and you had to move that box onto a switch. There's a few puzzles kind of throughout the game like that. I love it because you were like, oh, this is cool. And it is kind of cool in VR. But it's also, for me, it's such a trope now that the moving the box onto the pressure switch, I'm kind of like, I just wish you'd come up with something
different.
Just a little bit different. I mean, yet again, it's cool, and moving it in VR is even cooler, and cutting the rope is cool. And I'm pretty sure you can turn hints off for this game. I think the hints were on for you. I hope you can turn them off, because it even had cut the rope, and it was like you could have figured that out on your own. So maybe a little bit too hand-holdy.
And I think, that was actually probably, those little puzzles and stuff like that are probably one of my favorite parts of these kinds of games, where you've actually got to look at something and solve the problem. And so I probably would have liked a few more of those. That
you do get them later on. Yeah. You basically, for 40 minutes, you were basically almost just tutorial.
Yeah.
And then
giving you a taste.
And that kind of mid-boss that you died on.
Yeah.
that's where it kind of starts to kick in. But it is very much, you go to an area, there's some people, you kill them. You go to another area, there's some people, you kill them. There's a puzzle, you move on to another.
I hope you cut in you playing successfully against that boss, as opposed to me failing 3 times, because that's just not a good look for me on this video.
It took me a while, seriously, because it took me a while to actually get it. But it's all about that parry. It's like going into the parry, and then when that red glint comes,
stunning them, then going in. Yeah.
Just running away from it.
You will make a fine sacrifice. Prepare your soul for death.
I'll tell you.
Watch the red glint on her blade.
Holy blood. Eat the flesh.
Uh-oh. Where'd my...
Run away.
I'm trying. I had no energy left.
Okay, well, look, this game is $54.95, I believe, on the Australian store. The campaign can last anywhere between 7 and 15 hours, depending on if you want to explore every nook and cranny and find every little treasure.
Yep.
Value for money?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, again, just scratching the surface. I don't know how long the game goes or how complex it gets. But if it kind of continued on the trend it was going and it was starting to get a little bit more complex and a little bit more dense in the story, I think it would be quite a good game for me. I think I would like it. I like those kind of adventure games.
Oh, just at the end there where you grappled and I said you can grab the rope and swing down. So I'm playing it now and I'm like grabbing the rope, swinging down, grabbing the dagger, throwing it behind. You start to get kind of really fluid with the movements. That whole thing where you're kind of grabbing in. I was the same where, I'm grabbing medicine or I'm grabbing the scroll, and the more you play it, you kind of get used to it, and it's more precise on what you can actually.
I think that's one of the cooler things was that the actual interaction with your tools, other than the kind of sometimes you accidentally grab something that you're not supposed to grab, was actually quite cool. Where you can kind of toss them up and flip them around and catch them backwards and
even scrape them together.
Yeah, scrape them together. Like I was waiting to the point that I had to start a fire with the sparks, which would have been great. Anyway, there's a tip for you guys. I think that was really cool. The bow and arrow was like, there's a lot of those bow and arrow games where no matter where you aim, the arrow just magically hits the target. Whereas this, it actually you had to be relatively precise with it and stuff like that, which makes it interesting as well because you can upskill as you go.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thumbs. I'm giving it 2 thumbs up. Really, even though I'm criticizing the game a little bit because it's not a perfect game, but I'm really enjoying my time with it.
No, again, just scratching the surface, if you enjoy it, you play these things all the time. So that's a good sign. I would definitely play more. I'd love to see where the story goes for sure.
Beautiful. Well, if you want to see Corey's full playthrough of Skydance's Behemoth, then for the price of a cup of coffee every month, you can not only watch Corey, but all my friends that come over to play VR. So hours and hours and hours and hours of fun. All that's left to say is Merry Christmas, Corey, and thank you for coming over to do possibly the last game of the year, maybe.
Yeah, love it. Thank you.
Thank you at home for watching. Stay virtually real. Bye. So what do you call a medieval spy?
What do you call a medieval spy?
Surveillance.
These are all going to be Sir jokes, aren't they? Yeah. I guess it's my turn then. Mm-hmm. So in England, medieval times, there was a lot of Vikings attacking all the time, but they were really successful in the summer because the nights are shorter in summer.
I did not laugh at that.